shit. Alright, after a short break, I am back. And tonight, we are taking a look at the new Jurassic World Dominion trailer that was released a few days ago. Now, if you don't already know this about me, Jurassic Park is one of, if not my favorite movie. And after the Jurassic World movies started to come out, I've gradually began loving that first movie a lot more. And I don't hate the Jurassic World movies, but I'm not too particularly fond of them either. This trailer introduces a lot of new things, and I might not be able to cover all of that in this video. So if there's anything I missed or looked over, please let me know in the comments. The trailer opens with a herd of Pterosaurs running from a bunch of cowboys in what I believe is Northern America. Chris Pratt's character, Owen, is one of these men. These particular Pterosaurs look different from their previous counterparts, which makes me think we're going to see a lot more variants of different species within this film. Maisie is shown obviously older in a very similar area than the previous shots, looking at an apatosaur. Now, we don't see any other kind of sauropod in this trailer, but I do hope we do get some more Brachiosaurus action, since they are my favorite from the franchise. And over these shots, we can hear Hammond giving his speech from the first movie when he's talking to Ellie Sattler.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real.
And I'm glad that they are bringing that speech back into this trailer, because it shows what they were already talking about, bringing connections to the original trilogy, connecting the two trilogies together. And the first very interesting thing that this trailer brings to the table is Blue's baby. Now, how this baby came to be is beyond me. There's a lot of different factors that I've seen people discuss, asexual reproduction, an unseen mate. The most likely theory is something that I will mention later in the video. As far as I know, this baby is designed purely to sell more. We can see Maisie and Owen together, and this leads me to believe that Owen and Claire actually stuck together after the events of Fallen Kingdom and are raising Maisie, which was hinted at towards the end of the movie. Owen says if they find her, we might not see her again, which could be interpreted as him talking about Blue and her baby, but he could also be talking about Maisie, which is interesting because if you've seen Fallen Kingdom, you would know that Maisie is a clone of her mother. She is not a normal child. This could probably have interest to other companies, namely one that we will mention later in the video. Blue and her baby are also seen in a significantly warmer environment. How they got there, I'm not sure. Claire states that humans and dinosaurs can't coexist as a mosasaur attacks a ship in a pretty badass shot. Now, I'm happy we're seeing more of this specific creature, but I'm also very surprised that they haven't killed her yet, since she has been out for, what, 5 years? I feel like they would have killed her at this point, because she would be a massive ecological problem. And this specific shot of the T-Rex I love a lot, because it mirrors a specific shot from the first movie as the Tyrannosaur breaks out from its paddock. Laura Dern and Sam Neill are seen together again for the first time since Jurassic Park 3, and it's good to see them back again, reprising their roles as Ellie Sattler and Dr. Alan Grant, respectively. This specific scene makes me wonder what she's trying to recruit him for. It could be anything involving the dinosaurs, and how they get involved with the Jurassic World protagonists, I'm not quite sure. Now I feel like it's time for me to explain the company Biosin. Now, if you're not familiar with the Jurassic franchise, Biosin is the competitor genetics company to InGen, dating all the way back to the original movie. Dennis Nedry was stealing embryos for Biosin, which caused the entire shutdown of the original park in 1993. If I were to guess the plot of this movie, it would be something along the lines of Biosin cloning their own animals for their own gain. What that would be, I'm not quite sure. But the main characters here are not only trying to deal with the problem that has arisen by the InGen dinosaurs escaping all over the world, but also dealing with the Biosin animals that are, for some reason, also escaped. Again, I don't really understand the plot of this movie so far. I haven't actually done that much research. All I know is we have both InGen dinosaurs and Biosin dinosaurs in the same environment. Here we can see Claire avoiding a Therizinosaurus, which I do not believe was part of InGen's list, and I don't think Masrani Corporation, which is the company that bought up InGen to make Jurassic World, cloned them either, which leads me to believe that this is a Biosin animal. Another thing that hints towards that is the appearance of feathers. InGen animals notoriously do not have feathers, and Biosin animals do, as you will see later in this video. We see Jeff Goldblum coming back for hopefully a much larger role as Dr. Ian Malcolm in this film, and I'm very excited. As I already said, Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies out there, and seeing the main cast back at it again, it really excites me to see what they have in store for us. Here's our first look at one of the newer raptor species, as this one chases Claire in what I believe is Italy. This is the Atrociraptor, and they were originally going to be Deinonychus, but I believe the creators of this film were concerned about the confusion with velociraptors, so they decided to make them a completely different animal. The Atrociraptors in this movie look very, very similar to the velociraptors of the Jurassic franchise, which is where I'm going to bring up the theory that the father, or the mate that brought upon this baby, Blue, was an Atrociraptor. How this happened, I'm not quite sure. I don't know how much belief I'm going to put into this theory, but it is one of the most likely answers, unless they just do go with the asexual reproduction route, which I feel like wouldn't make much sense at all. These Atrociraptors are also believed to be created by Biosin. And this environment here is very different compared to the previous snowy environments. It looks more like an Arctic environment, as the ground appears to consist of ice. And this is where we look at the second new type of raptor, the Pyroraptor, which is also a Biosin clone. And this species also has feathers. But this is Kayla DeWanda Wise's character, who I believe might just be a sidekick to Owen, a partner of some kind. Maybe someone that had worked with him in the military previously? I'm not quite sure, since this is our first time seeing her in the franchise. She appears to be a big part of this movie, though. I don't have any clue what's happening in this shot. Some people think it's a placeholder for something else flying at these kids. I entertained the idea of nanobots, jokingly, of course. It's any kind of swarming animal. Some people think large prehistoric insects, some people think small flying reptiles or flying mammals of some kind. I really have no idea what's happening here. Another thing we see in this event is Ellie Sattler donning her outfit from the original movie. Owen rides with raptors again, but this time he's riding away from them instead alongside them. And this is when we see one of the coolest and most ridiculous shots in the entire trailer. The Carnotaurus and the Allosaurus meeting in some sort of town square. What are all these people doing here? I mean, this seems like a very, very unsafe situation that you definitely should have evacuated by now. A Quetzalcoatlus for the first time. Technically, we did see a few in the Cretaceous prologue, but since that's no longer part of the film, this will be their role in the movie so far. They attack a plane, which I love. We also get to see a Pteranodon attack Claire in what might be the same aerial scene. It might be something different. I can't quite tell. We have cars driving through some sort of dust storm or something similar to that, and a bunch of ceratopsians, I think mostly Nalzutoceratopses, attacking those cars. Baby Blue gets trapped in a net, which Mama Blue does not like one bit. Maisie hides in some sort of mechanical device, like some sort of pillar or something, to avoid being bitten by what I think might be the Giganotosaurus, but it's also possible this could be the T-Rex. It's really hard to tell. Claire and Ellie look through a science-looking door that says control on it. Where this is, I'm not quite sure, but my best guess is some sort of Biosin building. Here we can see Grant and Owen and who I think might be Maisie in some sort of facility, probably the same one that Ellie and Claire were in the previous shot. And they're looking a little bit worse for wear. And I love this. We see a Dilophosaurus, a live one, for the first time since 1993. And you can very much tell, at least I could, that this is a practical puppet, which I love. The colors are a little bit different. Its overall appearance looks a little bit different, but that doesn't matter. I just love to see the Dillo back. Everyone here is together when Dr. Ian Malcolm says bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger? As the Giga is fully revealed in this scene. Now, we do already know what the Giga is supposed to look like, at least its Cretaceous counterpart from the prologue that was released on YouTube a few months ago. And funnily enough, this one appears to look almost the exact same as the Cretaceous one. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to look that different, but I mean, like, that's just something of note. And that's pretty much the entire trailer. I could make some more videos later on if you guys wanted to, of me looking into specific things regarding this movie, specific theories and whatnot. That's always an option, but that's everything that we see in this specific trailer. After catching up with finals and the beginning of the second semester of school, I kind of started getting lazy, but I didn't let it happen. Here's another video that I have for you guys, and yeah, I actually really liked this trailer. I'm going into this movie with low expectations, which I think is the key when going to the theater nowadays. I don't doubt this movie's going to be fun, and actually the trailer makes it look very fun. I'm not sold on whether or not it's going to be good, but I don't think that really matters that much when going to see a Jurassic World movie. I'm going there for a good time. I don't doubt it's going to be a good time. And this trailer does nothing to dissuade me from that idea. So, with that being all I have for you guys today, I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah.
I found the other sock that one sock went to.
Fucking.
We're running the takes.
No, you're not.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
I don't remember what I was saying.